The big matchup over the weekend, I was in Columbus, got to watch Marvin Harrison make his Heisman statement against Penn State, and I'm sure you were fascinated to see how he matched up against Kalen King, who
Yeah.
is, I think, widely viewed as one of the top corners in next year's draft. What did you think of that tape when you broke it down?
Watching the game, obviously, you're mesmerized by Marvin Harrison Jr. And the way he played, and yeah, you really wanted to see how he would do against number 4, against Kalen King. As an evaluator, like I said, you want to see good versus good. Those matchups are going to be weighted a little bit more in the overall grade than others. And in this game, there was a clear winner, more like a knockdown TKO. I feel bad for posting these clips type of winner, because that's how good Marvin Harrison was against Penn State. And realistically, he could have had 10 more catches. And look,
Yeah.
nothing against Cal
And that was a
McCord.
career high game for Yak for him too, as you saw. It
Yeah.
wasn't big deep downfield shots either.
Right, exactly. And I think that was part of Penn State's strategy was, let's limit the big explosive plays and just try to be a little more conservative about it. And obviously Marvin Harrison, he's just too good. And I like nothing against Cal McCord, but with and I posted this on my Twitter account, just all the times that Harrison and King matched up. Some of these throws, man, he's making it a lot tougher than they should be. And I mean, just look at that touchdown that Harrison had streaking across the middle. He had to reach back, snare the throw without slowing down. Most receivers, they either drop that or they have to slow down, stop to secure the catch. Very few can do what Harrison does. And look, it's very hard to not sound hyperbolic when you talk about Harrison because he's just special as a player. He's the total package. He's 6'3.5", 6'4", runs in the 4.4s. The short area agility and quickness are uncanny for his size. And we saw that against Kalen King, the release package, the way he can sink, create space. He has a savviness to him as a route runner that he sets up defensive backs. Every step has a purpose. It's just really impressive to watch. And then the body dexterity, the tracking skills at the catch point. I mean, it's high level stuff. So, I mean, he's not going to break many tackles. So if you want to poke holes in his game, maybe that's it. But between now and the draft, we're going to hear a lot of he's the best receiver prospect since type of arguments, and we're going to hear about, AJ Green and Julio Jones in that draft, or Calvin Johnson going back to 07. Yeah. I mean, it's deserving.
Justin Jefferson, just the top of the list in the league right now. Yeah.
Right. It's just, if Marvin Harrison played on an NFL team right now, where would he rank among and we did this with Bijan Robinson last year, I remember, if Bijan Robinson was in the NFL right now, where would he rank in the top running backs in the NFL? And I mean, he was, you can argue he'd be one of the top 10 running backs in the NFL last year. This year with Marvin Harrison Jr., you can make the argument he would be a top 10, 12 receiver in the NFL right now. That's how talented he is. Again, I sound hyperbolic, but it's hard to talk about him without sounding like that. You can make a real argument he's the best receiver in college, the best college prospect at the position since Calvin Johnson, which is obviously saying a whole lot. But everything I said, physically, mentally, it really is the total package. And you wish he maybe had a little more bulk on him. He's a slender player, but he plays physical. I mean, Kalen King was all over him with some of these routes, and Harrison had no problem just kind of shrugging him off and still getting open, making the catch. So, even though he doesn't maybe look like the most physically imposing, he plays powerful. He plays strong, kind of like Garrett Wilson did at Ohio State. He looks small, but when the ball's up in the air, he went up and got it, and Harrison does that as well. So, yeah, it's going to put him in rarefied air, and people are getting tired of how high we're talking about him, but it's all deserved.